Welcome to the introductory lecture. Python course introduction. Section number 1. Introduction to Python programming language. By the end of this section, you will be able to set up environment for writing and executing Python programs in Anaconda IDE, for example, Spider IDE, Jupyter Notebook, Google Colab. Write and run a simple Python scripts or program. Use variables and describe the different types of values that can be assigned to a variable. Get user input from the keyboard at runtime for your Python programs. Python course introduction, section number 2. Data types in Python language. For example, numeric data types and string data types. By the end of this section, you will be able to explain the different numerical data types in Python language. Use mathematical operators on numerical data types in Python language. Explain strings and implement different string operations such as indexing, slicing, and string formatting. Describe escape sequences. For example, adding /n inside a string will tell the interpreter to insert a new line inside the string. Explain lists and perform simple operations on them. This section introduces the data types available to us. We look at integers, strings, lists, and Boolean data types. Python course introduction. Section number 3. Control statements in Python language. By the end of this section, you will be able to describe different control statements in Python. Control execution flow of program using control statements such as if and while statement. Use looping structures in your Python program. For example, while, for, and range statements are available in Python language for constructing looping structure. Implementing branching within looping structures by using for and range statements. Implement breaking out of loop by the use of break, continue, and pause statements. This lesson describes the Python program flow and how we can change the flow of execution using control statements such as if, while, for, and range statements. Python course introduction, section number 4. Function writing in Python language, both built-in and user-defined functions. By the end of this section, you will be able to describe the various function types in Python, define local and global variables, define a function that takes in a variable number of arguments. This lesson introduces functions in Python. We look at the various types of functions, and we also write our own functions which are called user-defined functions. Python course introduction, section number 5. List and tuples data structures in Python language. By the end of this section, you will be able to create and access lists in Python language, describe the various methods that are available in lists, and use them in your Python program. Create and access tuples in Python. Identify the difference between tuples and lists. Implement the various built-in methods that are available with tuples. This lesson introduces lists and tuples in Python. We also look at the various lists and tuple methods. Python course introduction, section number 6. Dictionaries and sets data structure in Python language. By the end of this section, you will be able to create and use dictionaries, use methods and attributes associated with dictionaries. Describe and use ordered dictionaries to store and retrieve data in a predictable order. Create sets as well as add, read, and remove data from them. Describe the attributes defined on set objects. Describe frozen sets. Frozen sets means which are not changeable sets. This lesson describes dictionaries and sets. We cover creating, reading, and writing data to these data structures. Python course introduction, section number 7. Object-oriented programming in Python. By the end of this section, you will be able to explain different OOP concepts and the importance of OOP. OOP is the abbreviation of Object-Oriented Programming. We will learn how to create an instance of a class. Describe how to define instance methods and pass arguments to them. Declare class attributes and class methods. Describe how to override methods. Implement multiple inheritance. This lesson introduces object-oriented programming as implemented in Python. We also cover classes and methods as well as overriding methods and inheritance. Python course introduction, section number 8, modules, packages and file operations. By the end of this section, you will be able to describe what Python modules are and create your own. Describe what Python packages are and create your own. Work with the built-in Python modules. Describe the file object in Python. Read and write to Python files. Work with structured data in Python files. For example, reading and writing CSV files and JSON files. This lesson introduces Python modules and packages. We also cover file operations available to us in Python. The last section, Python course introduction, section number 9, error and exceptions in Python. By the end of this course, you will be able to describe what errors and exceptions are, handle errors and exceptions when they occur, define and use your own custom exceptions. This lesson describes error handling in Python. We look at the try except clause and its modified types. Thank you very much. See you in the next lecture.